Did you know that 85% of people say they're more likely to remember a story than just a set of facts? That's the power of storytelling. But here's the catch: only a few storytellers truly know how to create characters that stick with their audience. You've seen it before: movies, books, and shows with characters you can't forget. But what makes those characters so unforgettable? The secret lies in their arc. Imagine this: you're watching a movie, and the main character is completely flat. They don't change, grow, or evolve. How long would you stay interested? Not long, right? That's why crafting a powerful character arc is so crucial. Characters need to change for the audience to stay engaged. But how do you make that change feel real? How do you make it unforgettable? In this video, we'll explore how to create powerful character arcs every time. From understanding what drives your character to shaping their emotional rollercoaster, we'll cover the tricks the pros use. Get ready to dive into strategies that not only create deep, believable characters but also keep your audience coming back for more. Stick around to learn how small shifts in storytelling can turn your character from flat to fascinating. Chapter 1: The magic behind the why. What drives your character? A great character arc begins with a simple question: why? Why does your character act the way they do? Understanding their core motivation is key. Every action your character takes should come from a place of deep internal need. This need can stem from a fear, a desire, or an unresolved conflict that propels them forward. For example, in the Hunger Games, Katniss Everdeen's arc is driven by her deep love for her family. Her actions are rooted in protecting him, and that motivation pushes her into a battle for survival. The why makes her choices meaningful, even when they're difficult. In the real world, psychology shows that human behavior is often driven by unmet needs. Maslow's hierarchy of needs suggests that once basic needs like safety and food are met, people seek self-fulfillment. Your character's journey should reflect this progression. As their internal needs grow, so should their arc. A character with unclear motivations will seem shallow. Make sure your character's desires are clear from the start, but also leave room for growth. Over time, their goals can shift. Think of Walter White in Breaking Bad. What begins as a desire to provide for his family transforms into a thirst for power and control. This transformation is what keeps the audience engaged. The key is to make the character's motivations relatable, even if they're extreme. Viewers might not agree with their actions, but they can understand why they do them. People don't just act randomly, they act with purpose. Chapter 2: From Flawed to Fearless. Creating transformative struggles. The best character arcs are those that show growth through struggle. A character's flaws are the perfect starting point. They shouldn't be perfect from the beginning. Instead, they should be deeply flawed. Think of Harry Potter. His flaws, like self-doubt and a tendency to act impulsively, make him real. Struggle is necessary for change. No character will grow without facing obstacles. The challenges your character faces should be designed to test them. A perfect example is Simba in The Lion King. His journey from a carefree cub to a responsible king is filled with challenges, both internal and external. Psychologist Carol Dweck's research on mindset shows that growth happens when people face difficulties and learn from them. She suggests that a growth mindset helps people turn obstacles into opportunities. This concept should be reflected in your character's journey. The key to a great transformation arc is showing how your character overcomes their struggles. Don't just have them win at the end, show how they've changed. In The Dark Knight, Bruce Wayne doesn't just defeat the Joker, he learns to balance his inner darkness with the need for hope. Chapter 3: Plotting with Purpose. The emotional roller coaster of your character. Great character arcs are filled with emotional ups and downs. A powerful arc isn't a straight line, it's a roller coaster. Think of The Great Gatsby. Gatsby's arc is marked by moments of hope and deep despair, which makes his eventual downfall all the more tragic. When plotting your character's journey, each twist should reveal something new about them. Don't just throw in a plot twist for the sake of surprise. The twist should change your character's perspective or force them to confront a new truth. This is what makes a twist feel earned. The emotional highs and lows are what make the audience connect with the character. In The Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith's character goes through extreme lows, but when he finally succeeds, the emotional payoff is huge. The struggle is what makes the triumph feel significant. There's a rule of thumb in storytelling: don't let your character get too comfortable. If everything is going too well, the audience will lose interest. Tension keeps them invested in the character's journey. Your job is to make sure that no matter how successful they are, something is always threatening their progress. Chapter 4, Beyond the Hero's Journey, redefining character arcs for every genre. While the hero's journey is a classic framework, it's not the only way to build a character arc. Not every character needs to be a hero in the traditional sense. In fact, some of the most powerful character arcs break this mold. In Breaking Bad, Walter White is hardly a hero, but his arc is still compelling. Each genre offers unique ways to build character arcs. In romance, for example, the arc might focus on a character learning to trust or opening up emotionally. In horror, the arc could be about a character discovering their own resilience in the face of terror. Genres like sci-fi and fantasy allow for even more complex character arcs. Characters can experience growth on a larger scale, from discovering their own powers to overcoming existential threats. Think of Stranger Things. The characters evolve not just in response to their environment but also to the supernatural forces they encounter. In every genre, the key is to make your character's growth feel earned. The genre can shape the arc, but the character's emotional journey remains universal. At the heart of it, the best arcs always show a character changing in ways that challenge their own beliefs. Chapter 5, The Silent Arcs, when change happens without words. Not every character arc has to be expressed through dialogue. In fact, some of the most powerful arcs unfold silently. Take a look at There Will Be Blood. Daniel Plainview's arc is mostly shown through actions, not words. His transformation from an ambitious prospector to a ruthless oil tycoon is expressed through his decisions and behavior. Non-verbal arcs are often more subtle, but they can be incredibly effective. Think about a character who gradually becomes more withdrawn or less trusting. These changes may be reflected in small, everyday actions, how they interact with others, the choices they make, or even how they carry themselves. Psychologist Paul Ekman's work on facial expressions shows that emotions are often revealed through micro-expressions, the tiny facial movements we make unconsciously. As a storyteller, you can use these cues to show a character's emotional arc without needing a single line of dialogue. In silent arcs, the audience has to pay close attention to what the character does, not just what they say. This type of storytelling can be especially powerful when combined with strong visuals or subtle performances. Characters like Forrest Gump, whose arc unfolds quietly through actions rather than words, are a prime example of how effective this can be. Chapter 6, The Ripple Effect, crafting arcs that impact the world around them. A great character arc doesn't just affect the character, it also impacts their world. As your character changes, those changes should ripple out to influence the people and the environment around them. Think about how Luke Skywalker's growth in Star Wars impacts not only the rebellion but also his father, Darth Vader. A character's arc can't exist in a vacuum. In The Godfather, Michael Corleone's journey from reluctant outsider to ruthless mafia boss reshapes his family and the criminal empire. His arc has a direct, significant impact on those around him. When creating your character's arc, think about the consequences of their actions. As they evolve, the world around them should feel different. Their transformation should change how others see them, how they interact with their environment, and even how the plot unfolds. This ripple effect also adds complexity to your character's arc. It's not just about them changing, it's about how their transformation challenges or forces others to grow. Think of the Harry Potter series. Harry's arc affects not only his friends but also the entire wizarding world, making his journey feel larger than life. If you've enjoyed these insights, be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss more tips on mastering character arcs. Stay tuned for more strategies to create unforgettable characters in every story you tell.